thinking about moving up to a larger home in Colorado Springs, before you make that jump, you need to understand the real pros and the real cons and why this market actually works better for some families than others. A lot of families we talk with are in that stage of life where the starter home just doesn't fit anymore. Maybe the kids are getting older. Maybe you need another bedroom, a larger yard, or you simply want a home that better matches where your life is today. And one thing I hear all the time is, should we wait, or is now actually a good time to move up? If this is you and you'd like to speak with a real human, our number is always below. The truth is, today's Colorado Springs market has some advantages that many families haven't seen in years, but there are some realities that can surprise people if they don't go into the process with clear expectations. After helping hundreds of families through this transition, we found that understanding both sides of the equation can lead to better decisions. So let's talk about the pros and the cons and who this type of move might not make sense for. Pro number one, you can actually shop without feeling rushed. For several years, buyers felt like they had to make a decision immediately. You'd see a home on Thursday and feel pressure to submit an offer that same day. Today's market looks different. Homes are staying on the market longer, which means families can take a breath. You can compare neighborhoods, think through schools, evaluate commutes, and make decisions based on what's best for your family instead of reacting under pressure. For move-up buyers, that's a huge advantage. You're making a lifestyle decision that may affect your family for the next 10 or 15 years. Having more time to think clearly is valuable. Pro number two, sellers are becoming more flexible. Another benefit we're seeing right now is increased negotiating power. If a home has been sitting for 3 weeks on the market or longer, many sellers are becoming much more willing to negotiate. That might mean price reductions. It might mean helping with closing costs. It might mean paying some of your prepaid expenses like taxes and insurance premiums. And sometimes those concessions can make a meaningful difference in your monthly payment and your upfront cash requirements. Not every seller is able to do this, but we're definitely seeing more opportunities compared to the extreme competitive markets of the past. Pro number three, builders are offering strong incentives. New construction builders are also getting more aggressive, particularly on inventory homes that are already completed or nearing completion. Many builders are paying closing costs. Some are offering interest rate buydowns. Others are providing additional incentives that can save buyers thousands of dollars. For families looking for a larger home with modern layouts and updated features, these incentives can make new construction much more attractive than many people realize. If this raises questions about your situation, there's a link in the description where you can get clarity or ask us directly. Now, let's talk about the other side of the equation, because every market has trade-offs. Con number one, everything costs more. This isn't just a housing story. Building materials costs more, labor costs more, fuel costs more, insurance costs more, property taxes are higher, and yes, homes themselves are more expensive. That's simply the reality of today's market. Moving up doesn't just mean buying more house. It means stepping into a higher cost environment overall. Understanding that ahead of time helps families make better decisions and avoid surprises. Con number two, a meaningful upgrade often starts around $600,000. Many families currently own homes that would sell around the mid $400,000 range, and understandably, they want to know what the next level looks like. What we're finding is that to truly gain additional square footage, a larger lot, a more desirable home with newer features, families are looking at homes priced north of $600,000. That's not a bad thing. It's just important to recognize that moving up usually requires a bigger jump than people initially expect. A few extra bedrooms, a larger yard, come with significantly larger price tags. Con number 3, monthly payments can increase dramatically. This is probably the biggest surprise for many move-up buyers. If you've built significant equity over the years, the move may feel very manageable, but families making the move with little money down or limited equity need to understand that the monthly payment difference can be substantial. Not only are you purchasing a more expensive home, but you're also dealing with today's interest rates, insurance costs, and taxes. So while the new home may absolutely improve your lifestyle, it also requires a serious look at your budget and long-term financial goals. Who this market is not for. This market may not be ideal for families who are hoping to dramatically upgrade their lifestyle without increasing monthly expenses. It may not be the best fit for people who haven't built enough equity and aren't comfortable with higher housing costs. And it may not make sense for families who aren't yet certain about what they truly need versus what they simply want. There's nothing wrong with waiting if you're still figuring those things out. A few things that surprise people. One surprise is that many move-up buyers discover they have more negotiating power than they expected. Another surprise is that builders are often more flexible than resale sellers. And perhaps the biggest surprise is that timing the market perfectly matters far less than buying the right home for your family's next chapter, because best really depends on your priorities. Some families value monthly affordability above everything else. Others prioritize schools, larger lots, and creating more room for their growing family. Neither approach is wrong. The key is understanding the trade-offs and making a decision that aligns with your goals at the end of the day. Moving up should improve your lifestyle, not increase your stress. And when families understand both the advantages and the realities of today's Colorado Springs market, they usually make much more confident decisions. If this was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and check out the next video. It builds on what we just talked about and will help you take the next step.